Hello there guys, welcome back to my channel. It is AvidExpert here, ready to give you another amazing video. I have some big news to tell you guys today. It is huge. There has been some Resident Evil Ambassador Program screenshots that show some very interesting scenes. This news comes from Gamerforlife, an awesome guy. He's the one that sent me this information, and as always, I will link to my sources in the description, so if you want to go check him out, go click below. But getting back into it, we also have 4 screenshots from the game itself. Now these are leaked images and they are definitely from the game, which you will see why when we get into them, but let's get right into them anyway. So on the first image, we just kind of have a generic swamp foresty area. You know, this is definitely on the outskirts. It might even look like the same swamp from the Lantern trailer, I'm not sure. It does kind of seem to have that kind of environment going. Now this screenshot does at least show you how pretty the game is going to be. I know the screenshot is kind of in a weird resolution, and it's also looking from a camera that's taking a photo of a TV, which is kinda stupid, but I hope you guys can enjoy this for what it is. At least you can definitely see that they have some good effects in the game, and just to name a few of those, you can see that they have ambient occlusion for a start. As you look into the environment, you can see how the lighting goes through the tree line, and that looks really beautiful. You can also see the scenery has definitely been scanned using photogeometry, and I think that's why it's being showcased, to show how high resolution and how detailed it looks, which is actually amazing. Even from this screenshot, you can still see there's a lot of fidelity. But yeah, I'm gonna get onto the next screenshot anyway. So in this screenshot, we can see a car on fire in a garage. Now this looks very similar to the reveal trailer we saw, and also you can see the PS4 Pro at the bottom, which is currently being announced for 4K compatibility with games. So I guess this definitely looks authentic, guys, and it definitely looks like it is the same scene exactly from the trailer, as I said, and that just proves its authenticity. Now the third screenshot is from a mansion. This is more elaborate and articulate than we've seen before. The furniture and the cleanliness of the environment and how refined it looks is a lot more than what we've seen previously. Now Jack and Marguerite Baker and the other sceneries we've seen, they look downtrodden, they look dirty, they look fucked up basically, but this house looks really clean. It doesn't look neglected or messed up like the other houses that were just kind of derelict. They were just extremely trashed. They were full of corpses and blood and stuff, but this looks like a very clean environment, and I think this signifies that this is definitely from a different character. You know, I think this might be an implication, like I said previously, that some kind of other organization is involved in this project, and that I definitely think this could even be related to the wheelchair character we saw in the trailer as well. So let's just get into the final image without any delay, because this one's the most interesting one, which is Jack Baker, and he is currently on fire, and it's in the garage scene that we saw before. Now what I'm saying here is, in this gameplay you probably have to set Jack on fire or something, you know, to get past the level, and that was the way to progress. And this is a really interesting image, however, because in this image, this is probably where he gets all of his skin flaked and damaged, which was what we saw in the beginning hour trailer when he comes at you at the end. You know, he looks all fucked up, but we don't actually see Jack in the Lantern demo or any mentioning of him, and that's the thing. It looks like he's kind of missing, and maybe Jack's actually missing for a little bit at the start of the game. I'm not sure, because at first I thought these screenshots might have been from Resident Evil 7 itself, but I don't know if there might be a time lapse between these images. So basically, guys, why did Jack have some really damaged skin like this in the beginning hour demo, but he didn't actually seem to appear in the Lantern trailer, and we also had some normal renders of him? So if this was from the Resident Evil 7 game itself, then wouldn't the beginning hour, which is set before the game, have him in his normal look? And this is why I think these screenshots might actually be related around the beginning hour, and it possibly might be some kind of new content we're going to get. So guys, to further elaborate on the point, I've got 2 screenshots here from the Resident Evil Ambassador Program. That is basically a site to get news early. It's an official Capcom site, and it just basically gives anybody that wants to sign up early news. So go register to that if you want to, but these 2 screenshots are quite interesting anyway. So the first one is the less interesting of the 2. Now if you take a look at this first screenshot, guys, you can basically see what is going to be the update to the new demo. This is basically confirmation at this point, and that's why I was saying I was going to elaborate with this picture, because if you look at this picture, it is very similar to the hidden room that we saw in the beginning hour trailer. Actually, it's basically identical. I'll show that up on the screen, and you can basically see that that's the room it is supposed to be. I mean, they look almost identical. You can see the wooden structure, and even the structure on top is exactly the same, and even the blue boarded door is identical. So basically, guys, this is the room, and it's showing us that we need to break the wall there to basically get to it. So this is definitely hinting at a future content update, and like I said, that's what I thought TGS was. It was either going to be an update for the Lantern demo for us all to play, or it's going to be the update for the beginning hour demo that we were all expecting. Maybe we'll get both, you know, in a happy surprise, but I just wanted to showcase this first image, and that is definitely what it is. In this second image, guys, we have a family meeting basically at the baker's. Well, I don't mean a family meeting in the literal sense. Do you get it? Welcome to the family. I'm terrible at these jokes. Just kill me now. I'll never make a joke on this channel again, I promise. That is my ultimate promise to you guys. I will never ever make a joke ever again. But anyway, getting back to the image at hand. So basically we have 5 characters in this image. Now I know you're probably only seeing 3 right now, but let me explain. We have on the left a hoodie guy. We haven't seen this person before. I don't know who they are. The only other person we have seen with a hood is in the reveal trailer, and they're popping up from the ceiling with a mask on. I don't think this is the same person, or maybe it is possibly, but they had a different outfit on that person, a different hood as I could see. It had pouches on it, and this guy doesn't. We have Jack, who looks quite out of it. I don't know what's going on there, but he just looks basically senile. Marguerite really looks like she's enjoying this. She is really picking that meat apart with her hands, and she's loving it, but she looks really gray and discolored. She almost looks like a zombie. It's like this virus is affecting people differently. We also have, for the 4th person, somebody hidden. If you look at the bottom left of the picture, you can see a hand, and that is somebody else at the table that we're not aware of. And then we have the person who is being looked at by the hoodie guy and being talked to, and that definitely confirms that we are seeing it from another person's perspective. And we also have the plate at the bottom. So one other thing I'd like to point out is there is a plate for somebody else at the right. So it is possible, if anything, there is a 6th person at this table as well. This is a very, very interesting picture. It makes me speculate so much, but it at least confirms what I said before, that there will be a lot more main characters involved in the story, as I said, and as well as that, it also kind of confirms that there is a cult. So I hope you enjoy that piece of information, guys. Now, if you are wondering, by the way, where any of these images are sourced from or where they are apparently coming from, it is from a TGS event currently running, which is the Tokyo Game Show, which Resident Evil 7 is one of the games being listed there. And there will be a bunch of news coming up very, very soon on that. And they are releasing a bunch of information about the game and apparently some other projects. So if you're interested in that, guys, I would definitely stay tuned. But anyway, guys, there's nothing else really to talk about. And if you enjoyed the video, I would really, really appreciate a sub and a like. And it would mean a lot to me and allow me to keep producing content. And if you have any more information, or if you had anything to discuss in this video, leave a comment below. And if you have any sources of information that you haven't seen in these videos yet that you have for me and you want to send them to me, you can find me on my Twitter, which I will link in the description below. But anyway, guys, as I said, take care and have a beautiful day.